right, good evening, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is a technical analysis stock market update for Thursday, January 23rd, 2014. So we had the Dow Industrials down 175 points today, and they were down a heck of a lot more than that. Well, actually a little bit more than that, I guess. Closed at 16,197, got another 57 below that, so that means at one point it was around 232. I remember seeing 220, 225, something like that. So anyway, there was a lot of red today, and people were talking about. I know the CNBC guys had how many stocks were down out of the S&P 500 and all that good stuff. I actually didn't look at the final advanced decline numbers, but everything was related to China, and I thought it was kind of interesting. Of course, the post I had last night was China Matters, and everybody today was talking about China. So it's I thought that was rather timely, although, it was pure coincidence on my part. I do the China thing every Wednesday evening. So the other thing I noticed tonight, I decided to tune into Jim Cramer's show, just Mad Money, just for the heck of it. Just I hadn't watched it in forever. And just to see what he was saying tonight. And, of course, on his screens, big red Chinese flag, and he had the China syndrome. So he was talking about the China syndrome. I said, Jim, don't be stealing my headlines from, when was this? December 4th, when I talked about the new China syndrome and what was going on. Anyway, I thought that was rather interesting. But I am sure he did not steal it from my post. So he's got some good marketing people. All right, let's talk about what's going on with the Dow Industrials. We've broken this trend line, but what's interesting is we've broken that type of trend line before, where we take the last two support levels and we break it, and then we break it, and then we turn right around. So I'm not quite sure if that means a whole lot that we're breaking. We got support here at the 50-day moving average. The other thing that this is kind of confirming, because this point here has overlapped the top here, okay, then because this is, wave one, all right, this is wave one right here coming up in this final move. We've had four. We're in the fifth one, and there's going to be 5 waves in this fifth one. At least that's the game plan. Here's 2. Now, here's supposed to be 3, like I've talked about before. There was some doubt in my mind that I thought, was this 3, like a small 3, and then we were getting 4, but 4 cannot overlap 1. So that tells me this can't be 4. Therefore, these must be 1 and 2 of the third wave up, which means we should be getting ready to do this. That's my expectation, unless we have something totally different that's going on. Okay? So that's what I'm looking at right now, which is why I've got a couple things I've looked at tonight that was like, bearish, thought about buying puts, and it's making me hesitate. Okay, so that's what's going on there. The transportation average is, boy, you wouldn't have thought that there's anything going on with the transportation average or the marketplace if you looked at it today. Now, we're still getting some divergence in here. I mean, we're not getting real strong moves here with this one and this, so still some divergence, but the transportation hasn't rolled over yet. S&P 500, similar type thing, broke this little trend line, pulled back down in here. But again, this could still really be just a part of a sideways consolidation, that's going on. The NASDAQ, really, it doesn't even look like it hardly did anything. It didn't break the three-day low or anything in terms of the trading today, and then it pulls right back up. It closed it closed down 24, but the high was 42.24. It closed 42.18. So I don't know. It didn't look. That doesn't look too weak to me, honestly. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at the CBOE, the VIX. We got a big pop, but you kind of expect that, and we had pops here, and we talked about how low we were. That's why I've got this line in here. Let me get rid of this for a minute. That's why I've got this line. I did this 2 days ago, where I was looking at where the blue line, the 10-day exponential moving average was, and it was pretty low. And got this pop. We don't really have a signal, in my opinion, yet on that. The high-low broken down, down in here a little bit, but we haven't gone below zero. We haven't gone negative on this. We haven't had more new lows. We still had 59 more new highs than new lows today. Okay, and the short-term trading index is starting to get up there. The blue line, it closed at 1.316 today. That's the 10-day exponential moving averaging. Now we're seeing clusters of closes up around in here, and we've had the 10-day get as high as 1.389 in August. Actually, that was the closing low day in August. Okay, on the 27th. And you get a lot more extreme readings in the bear market. I mean, you get readings way up above 2 and way up in this area, but in this bullish part that we've been in, we haven't gotten that many. So I guess what I'm saying is there's a potential that we're getting close to this. If we're continuing to stay in an uptrend, that this was close to the reaction low is what I'm kind of wondering. Actually, you look back here in April, and you look back here in February, and you see the readings that we got on the 10-day exponential moving average of the trend short-term trading index, and and today's is 1.316. Okay, that's it on those indicators. I wanted to Citrix Systems. We got stopped out today because we had to close below the low here, below the 10-day. And then if we got a low close below that low, which happened today, then that would be an exit for us. And so the signal kind of happened here. You'd look to get in. Again, a huge bar. You got to sit back and say, look at getting in the next morning. And the opening on it was 62.10. So that's where I'm putting the entry point, 62.10, or exit at the close today. So minus 243 points on it. It just didn't work. Couldn't get it to move. I thought it was really going to pop. Thought we get this little pullback. I thought we were going to get another upthrust out of it. But now we could move. Given if the market bottoms here, we could move up. But I got the signal. I gotta go with that. And we'll see. Maybe it'll turn around. The other one I want to take a look at is F5 Networks. I've added this back into watching into my pool, and it was the biggest percentage gainer of the 37, 38 stocks I'm closely watching anyway today. It had great earnings come out, and you can see there's been a great trend. I haven't been watching it. I just pulled this back in this week. But the interesting point, couple interesting things about F5 on this move. Okay, huge volume, which is great. It's like it's shooting the rocket booster's firing. And it looks like the rocket booster just used up all its fuel. And one of the things I'm wondering about here is this high reading on the DI Plus up here at 59. And when you get this reading that high, it has a tendency to be that it's used up all its fuel or a majority of it. And now it's trying to be in orbit, but sometimes they'll pull back and collapse back on themselves. And again, you get the real high reading to the negative side, same thing happens. It's like that was it. That was the name of the move, name of the game. The other thing that's interesting about this point is that I look back and I said, well, why did it stop here? Is there resistance? And sure enough, it was a previous high back here in February of last year. And then there's another previous high up here in September of 2012. So that's why I've got this kind of banded, but that's where the selling kicked in and the supply came in and pushed the prices back down here. So we'll see how this acts right now. This has been a really nice move, and we've got a move here, a pullback, a move here. So we'll see if it's got more to it and continue to watch it. So that's it for tonight. This has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll talk to you guys this weekend. Have a great Friday.